WrestleMania's Night 1 and Night 2 match order leaked. Charlotte Flair opens up on her divorce from Andrade. John Cena was always a heel, I've known it all along, and more. I'm Ollie Davis, and this is the WrestleTalk News.
Support WrestleTalk!
At the end of Elimination Chamber 2025, John Cena shocked the wrestling world. He sold his soul to rock the final Dwayne Johnson, kicked Cody Rhodes in the dick, and emphatically turned heel for the first time in almost 20 years. Cena shocked everyone, but not me. Because I know Cena's been heel for ages. I've been booing him as loud as I can since about 2008. And while he's only saying now his whole mission statement is to ruin wrestling for all of us, I have confirmed he has been doing that for decades. In an interview with Inside the Ropes, Heath Slater has spoken about the infamous main event of SummerSlam 2010, where a random assortment of WWE stars, John Morrison, R-Truth, Bret Hart for some reason, Edge, Chris Jericho, and a returning Daniel Bryan, captained by Cena, took on the potential long-term future of the whole company, The Nexus. The Nexus were Wade Barrett, David Otunga, Justin Gabriel, Darren Young, Big Hungry Ryback, then called Skip Sheffield, Michael Tarver, and Slater. They had made their shocking debut on Raw 2 months beforehand, and had quickly become the most exciting act in the promotion. After years of not building any new stars, WWE were finally pushing completely fresh talent right to the top of the company. And in that main event of SummerSlam 2010, where they could have been established as the real next big things, Cena beat them. It's come out before that the original plan was for the Nexus to win that match, and that Cena lobbied backstage for, guess what? How about I win? And now Slater has given his side of the story. The outcome sucked, because one, when we first got there we were going over the match finish, and we're going over. So we were like, oh crap, we're taking over. Literally, it was like an hour after doors opened maybe, everything got changed. We're not winning anymore, we're losing, and we're all just like, that makes no sense. There was Cena pretty much taking to bat for himself, and next thing you knew, everything got changed. Edge and Jericho were the ones that put the whole match together, made it make sense, and it was good. And then Cena didn't like it, is the story I've heard. He didn't like it, so he wanted to change it. Edge and Chris went to bat for us, they were all for it. Then it got switched, and Jericho and Edge were pissed. They were just like, are you kidding? Are you serious? This ain't good for the story, this is just for his ego. We couldn't get the steam back after SummerSlam. Cena is not currently advertised for any more WWE TV until WrestleMania itself, so Cody might have to carry the rest of the feud in promo segments alone. If so, maybe interview Wade Barrett about how much Cena derailed his career. We currently know Cena versus Cody will main event Night 2, and the triple threat of Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins and CM Punk will main event Night 1. But where will the show's other announced matches land? WrestleVotes have reported, according to sources, below is how the individual nights of WrestleMania are currently placed. Night 1, Punk versus Reigns versus Rollins, Gunther versus Jey Uso, Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton, Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton. Night 2, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky, and AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. While still 2 weeks out, it's possible plans and ideas can change, but this is the format Creative is working with. Great reporting there, WrestleVotes, you've missed out a match. Andrade versus Rusev in a loser has to go back to AEW match. PW Insider has reported that Rusev has signed a new contract with WWE, 2 months on from his departure from AEW, where he wrestled under the name Miro. Rusev was originally released from WWE back in April 2020, as part of the first wave of cuts at the start of the pandemic. And now, he's just been announced for a show in Las Vegas over WrestleMania weekend. Miro will be making special guest appearances for Knock X Pro Entertainment and Academy, which is Rikishi's wrestling promotion, and an official partner of WWE's ID scheme. According to PW Insider's report, Miro's real-life wife and previous WWE manager Lana wasn't with him when he was spotted at WWE HQ to sign his new contract, and it's apparently been implied to the Wrestling Observer that she won't be coming into the company with him, which means Rusev needs another manager. Like his former tag partner, Aiden English. English was also released from WWE in April 2020, where he would go on to wrestle on the independent circuit under his real name, Matthew Railwalt, and once teach us all about whiskey tasting on an episode of Quizzlemania. He retired from wrestling in 2022 and has been on the TNA commentary team since then. A fan asked him about joining Rusev in WWE again on his return, to which he replied, "They have my number, thumbs up emoji," and, crucially, a working relationship with his current company, TNA. While it's not yet known when Rusev will make his return to WWE TV, this year's Raw after Mania could work really well, as it just so happens to fall on Rusev Day. Rusev Day! Oh! Following that Rusev Day special of the Raw after Mania, and the SmackDown that Friday, also on Rusev Day, the next big WWE premium live event, a Backlash in St. Louis on Rusev Day the 10th of May, and the Rusev Nights main event on May 24th in Tampa, Florida. But after that, WWE don't have any of their PLEs announced until the first ever two-night SummerSlam on August the 2nd and 3rd, and Clash at Paris on the 31st, which just so happens to be very close in location and date to AEW's Forbidden Door show in London the previous weekend. But that was always in the works. It's a coincidence. AEW isn't competition. According to Corey Hayes of PWN, WWE actually have loads of shows to announce in that 10-week gap. They've already announced another Saturday night's main event on the 12th of July, which just so happens to be the exact same date of AEW's All-In Texas Stadium pay-per-view. And to burn out the wrestling audience, I mean, just normally schedule events because it's all just a coincidence. AEW aren't competition. WWE is set to run special events for 2 weekends before that, with Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia on the 28th of June, and the All-Women's Evolution show returning on July 5th, and then it's Saturday night's main event on the 12th. Prior to that, Money in the Bank is reportedly slated for the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles on the 7th of June, which, put all together, will mean 2 nights of Mania on the 19th and 20th of April, Backlash 3 weeks later, a Saturday night's main event 2 weeks after that, Money in the Bank 2 weeks after that, and then 3 weeks after that, a 3-week run of Night of Champions, Evolution, and another Saturday night's main event. And 3 weeks after that, 2 nights of SummerSlam. This is a drastic shift away from the sparsely scheduled special events we've had in the Paul Levesque era so far, like the 7-week gap we're in right now between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. In the past, this has led to a danger that could overexpose the product, but WWE might have decided it's worth it to undercut AEW's big all-in event. Which again is not competition, it's just a coincidence. You might have noticed in all this that there's something missing. That whole King and Queen of the Ring tournament thing WWE brought back last year. That was held in Saudi Arabia in 2024. But WWE have already said they'll only be holding one event in the country this year, as the Royal Rumble takes place there in 2026. WrestleVotes claim the 2025 event will be the Night of Champions, and WWE is currently not planning on running the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments this year, which is a shame, as it really gave stakes to last year's SummerSlam, with Gunther winning the tournament to get a shot at Damian Priest's World Heavyweight title. You would have thought the Queen, Charlotte Flair, would have been yet another favourite in that tournament, where she could win and face herself for the Women's Championship she'll win at WrestleMania, after also having won the Women's Royal Rumble. It's part of her big comeback year, following a 2024 that had significant personal and professional issues. In an interview with Sherry Shepherd, Charlotte has spoken emotionally about being out injured for that whole year, while her marriage to fellow WWE star Andrade also broke down in divorce. "I didn't handle it. I felt like I was failing at my job. I felt like I was failing in my personal life, and the embarrassment of being divorced again and then being compared to my father. When I made the decision to file for divorce, the only thing that I kept thinking was, I didn't want anyone to know. Like, oh my gosh, I failed again. I was able to keep the divorce a secret until I came back, won the Royal Rumble, and then I was on Monday Night Raw. Like hearing from Charlotte Flair after her Rumble win, an epic return, and then boom, everything hits the media. Everything that I had been scared of hit that day, and I was like, the fight's over. I have nothing to fight. This is me. This is who I am. I'm standing in my worth, and people can have their opinions. I think to the audience who watches wrestling, they don't know what Charlotte has been through to get to where she is. But I know. So for Ashley, this is my biggest comeback yet. Make sure you're subscribed here on WrestleTalk, as Luke and I have our WrestleMania 41 3-count predictions going live this Sunday, and we'll be back on Monday with all the fallout from AEW's Dynasty pay-per-view. But for now, click the video on screen to watch Luke cover the biggest movie releases this month over on Cineworld.